16 games already done in the Super League, and we're not looking too bad so far, but we've got a big test today against Young Boys. Can we get a result against them? Let's see. Roll that title. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 18 of the Liechtenstein Challenge here with Vaduz. And so far, we are doing pretty well in the Super League for our first season in the division. I'm just going to go through the schedule, which includes the Conference League playoff rounds, and also show you some of the games in the Super League. Then we will get into the transfers that we made, and we'll roll straight into that Young Boys game. And if you haven't done so already, please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's greatly appreciated. Thanks. So first we had a home game against Kupus from Finland. And we totally dominated this match in terms of the shots and on target. But if it wasn't for their goalkeeper, we probably would have won this game 3 or 4-0. But we then did go to Finland. And then we got a 1-0 victory away from home. Thanks to a Usman Simbakoli goal. We thoroughly deserved to get this victory over the line. And that got us into the third round of the Europa Conference League playoffs. We then met Viborg of Denmark and got a 0-0 draw away from home. They definitely deserved this victory in the first game based off the shots on target and the amount of XG they had. We defended for our lives, and luckily we did what Kupus did to us in the first tie in the first game. So I was pretty pleased to take a 0-0 draw back to Vaduz. And then we started well in the home tie against Viborg. Fabio threw a ball through to Ulu from Segura, making it 1-0 in the first half. And then that was followed up by a second goal from Fabio Fer. Nice pass here from Goliard, and Fabio Fer slots it in. Unfortunately, in the second half, we couldn't keep that momentum up. And Saeed playing on a ball here. It bounces off and Meadham just heads it in. Then, in the 80th minute, Meadham down the right-hand side, and nobody is marking Paulinho in the centre. Slots it in. That took us to extra time, and I'm afraid to say we did not make it through. Paulinho with a great header here, but I believe we should have done much better defensively. And unfortunately, our European adventure has ended early. With us dropping out of the Europa Conference League early, that meant we could only focus on the Super League and the Liechtenstein Cup. And after the Winterthur game, we secured a 0-0 draw with Lugano in our first home tie. This was really good to start off with getting a point on the board, because I was worried based off the last game that wasn't going to be the case. We then took a trip to our old friends Sion. Unfortunately, they beat us 2-1 thanks to Liam Chipperfield and Joel Schmed. Theo Goliard secured an equaliser for us, but it wasn't enough. And then we secured our first win against Lausanne Sport. 2 goals from Yanis Lati. Mahu equalising for them. This was a much needed win. I want to say it was well deserved, but yeah, I would say it was well deserved. I wasn't sure on the shots and on target, but we definitely deserved this victory, and it was just good to get the first victory in the Super League, because as you can see from the schedule, it's been a inconsistent start of the season so far, and then we went to St. Gallen, which is probably our closest rival in Switzerland, according to the fans anyway. Not any of the other Liechtenstein clubs, but we secured a 1-0 win thanks to Yanis Latil's penalty. We did not deserve to win this game, but thanks to that penalty, we held on and secured another 3 points. Unfortunately, then, we had a home tie against Young Boys, and the Young Boys were just a bit too much for us. 3-0, they completely wiped the floor with us. And that was the case for the next couple of games, so Luzern absolutely destroyed us 5-2 here. I don't think it was necessarily they deserved to win the game. They were just kind of a bit lucky because our defense just wasn't on point. As you can see, top left hand corner there, Hulsman just had an atrocious game. He hasn't been consistent this year, and maybe it's just a step up to the Super League. But yeah, it was a little bit disappointing, I must add. And then after that, we took a trip to Basel, a 1-0 win to Basel, and they deserved this based off the shots and what they had on target. Um, yeah, we weren't really good in this game. I've kind of went with a different formation when we're playing away from home, which I'll show you. It's a familiar one too. We had a couple of seasons ago. Just in terms of we're gonna get dominated, I think. But I'll show you that in a minute. Then what I would say, a disappointing 2-2 draw to the current champions at the moment, Servette. We went 2-0 up in this game thanks to Noah Hornstein and Theo Golliard. Not usual goal scorers for us. But Servette did come back straight after that through, I'm not going to even pronounce that last name, Jeremy. Unfortunately, we couldn't hold on to the victory. We conceded a penalty thanks to Chris Bedia scoring for that. But we will take a draw, especially against the current champions. Then our best victory of the season so far, a 4-0 win against Stade Louisiane Ouchy. Goals from Dabachki, Hollenstein, Latihi, and a new signing, Fabio Cloit, who I will show you in a moment. But we went basically with the 4-3-3 formation. They were playing a 4-4-2, which is a formation I haven't used since the opening day. But we deserved this based off the shots and what we had on target. After that, we had another victory against Zurich, so back-to-back wins for us, which was really nice. Cloit scoring for ourselves in the 19th minute. Theo Golliard was on a bit of a roll again, another goal as well in the 39th minute, and then one of our young players, Fabio Luque Nataro, in the 84th minute, scoring for ourselves. Lebo for them decided to get an equaliser in the 91st minute, which was a bit disappointing since we wanted that clean sheet. Then we had an unconvincing trip to Lugano. This was a disaster from start to finish. Salaire from a mistake from Hulsman, but we did get one back through Luque Nataro. A nice goal there, but things went downhill from there. Penalty again from Sella, making it 2-1. Then another penalty from Sella, making it 3-1. A disaster for us defensively. And then to cap it all off, we concede a goal like this from Alaicida. It was 4-1, and then in the 79th minute, a great goal from Grzic to make it 5-1. But we did get revenge on Winterthur. A nice header from Tobias Feniger, getting his first goal for the club. And we deserved this in the end. He needs to start scoring more, though. After that, it was another home tie against Sion, and we can't seem to beat them no matter what. They just dominated this game, and I don't know if it's maybe because they're a bit more of a regular team, or maybe it's just the tactic I'm playing against them. But we never seem to compete with them. Boris Babek in the 34th minute, and then 2 goals from Kasimi. We did get one back. I thought we were much better in the second half. It just wasn't enough, and it was too late, to be honest, when we got the 86th minute goal. Then a comfortable 5-1 win against Shan in the Liechtenstein Cup. Samba, Fabio for Hollenstein, and Simba Corley scoring for us, and Matt scoring for Shan. That'll put us through to the semi-final, and it's important that we win this competition. Remember, we need it for Europe. After that, we took a trip to Lausanne Sport, and we did not deserve this victory, but a lovely run from Lampert, and Simba Corley is on a bit of a roll at the moment, and he scored the most important goal so far of his career, getting the 3 points for us against Lausanne Sport. So after the Lausanne Sport game, we played St. Gallen at home just before the Young Boys game today. Simbakoli getting a goal for us in the first half in the 6th minute. He's on a bit of a roll, which is really good. So it's a good competition for Latihi. And then 2 goals from Felix Mambimi in the 31st minute and the 42nd minute. They sort of stuffed us out. It didn't go really well in the second half. But we got the victory against them away from home, which is probably more important at the start of the season. But we do need to compete better against St. Gallen when we're playing against them. I just wanted to show you the league table before we get into the transfers and before we get into the young boys game. So we find ourselves in 7th place. I am very surprised to find us near mid-table and only 4 points off St. Gallen. Basel look to be the team out front at the moment. Servette not defending the title very well with 3 defeats this season so far. And young boys haven't started well. But they are catching up to Servette. I think it's Basel's to lose at the moment. In terms of our situation, we are 6 points clear of Sion, which is the most important thing. 7 points clear of Stade Lausanne Ushi. I think if we can keep that sort of 6 to 4 points gap, and we can aim for mid-table this season, that would be perfect for us. The goal of the season is to stay up. So the fact that we're in 7th after 16 games is really promising. I'm just going to go through the transfers that we've made after the Winterthur game. So we've brought in 6 more players. The only one that I'm not going to show you is a Brad Dovic. We signed him from Delamont. He's a Liechtenstein player. He's 16 years old. There's nothing really more to say about him. He's not fantastic, nothing like that. He was a bargain for 10k, and I also kind of want to get the fans on my side in a way in terms of the club vision. I know that's not majorly important, but he was a Liechtenstein player, and I want to see if we can maybe try and develop him a bit better than Delamont maybe would. But yeah, let's go through the other transfers now. And we've signed a couple of players on a free. We've made some more transfers as well, but we haven't really spent our original transfer budget. So the first signing was Justus Goethe from Mainz on loan for the remainder of the season. Wanted him as a fullback to allow Segura to go into the middle, but Segura's been playing at right back and through the middle. I think he's a decent player. He's good enough for us. The only worry that I've had with him this season is big matches. But apart from that, I think he's done okay. His rating, as you can probably see, 6.66. So it's not ideally fantastic, but I like his stats. He's also got a really good long throw. I don't believe we have an option to buy permanently. I don't really want to buy him permanently at the moment. We'll wait until the end of the season with regards to that, but I'm pretty happy with the signing. There's a couple of players from Mainz that I've got my eye on, which may be the reason why I'm not looking to sign this guy permanently. And I was saying in the last episode that I needed a quality centre-back. So we signed Rodrigo Rego from Basel for around 60 to 61k. I wanted a much more quality defender, somebody like Garano, who we had last year, the Italian from Empoli. Unfortunately, I couldn't really find anybody, and this was the only player that was sort of screaming out at me in terms of defence. Also, I like the fact that he's a ball-playing defender, and I think he's somebody that potentially we could get Liechtenstein nationality for in the future. But let's see. He's been okay so far, a rating of 6.73. We signed him for 65k, apologies, I thought he was around 60 to 61k. But he hasn't done too bad. Then we brought in Fabio Cluit from PSV. We signed him on a free. Young player, 20 years old. He's been alright, to be fair, in the league and mainly in the cup as well. But I wasn't going to use him as a first team player. I was potentially going to have him in the reserves and try and get him to develop a bit more, but due to the injury with Samba, I've just been playing him as like either first 45 minutes or an impact sub, bringing him off. or bringing him on. And he's done all right. I mean, 6.72, 2 goals and 1 assist for a 20-year-old. I know it's not crazy sort of stats, but he's done all right for what I need. And we'll be using him more this season. But hopefully somebody that can develop a bit more better. And then we also brought in another Portuguese centre back, Guilherme Silva from Sporting Lisbon. I pretty much just brought him in to be a hot prospect for the future. He's not been fantastic in the league or the cup. Just somebody that potentially we can develop down the line. Really needs to improve his bravery and composure, but I know his mentals and his technical abilities don't look good, but I like his physical ability. And he was significantly cheap. He was only about 25 grand. So we can potentially make a profit on him. The guide value for him is around 170, 325k. So if he's rubbish, he's rubbish. But aiming to either develop him or make a tidy profit on the guy. And then the final signing of the window before the window closed, we brought in a guy called Cheslin Selle. I believe that's how I pronounced it right. Was a bit of a punt, but he was a free signing and at 18, and he doesn't look too bad. I've got him developing as a winger at the moment, but I can see this guy playing as an advanced playmaker in the future. And for 18, hasn't got a cap for South Africa or France yet. Hopefully, that is good for us that we can develop this guy into. It's all about developing the guys for the Liechtenstein national team. That's sort of what I'm looking at in terms of transfers going forward now. But I'm really happy with the signing. Might get a few appearances in the Liechtenstein Cup. I don't think he will feature in the league, unfortunately, but really happy. Well, you should be now updated with the fixtures, the league table, and the transfers. This is the tactic we're going to go for today against Young Boys away from home. And as I mentioned just earlier in the video, we've kind of gone back to a 4-1-4-1 formation against the bigger sides in the division, especially away from home, because we've had a lot of big defeats, which will affect our goal difference this year. The Luzerne game brings me a particular memory of us losing 5-2 at home. So I've kind of opted to go for, if we're playing at home against maybe a similar team that we're playing, we'll go for the attacking 4-3-3 formation that we've used so well in the last season. But against like the bigger teams like Young Boys, Servette, Basel in particular, and maybe in the future Luzerne, we'll probably develop this sort of 4-1-4-1 formation. It's doing all right. I mean, a lot of negatives and positives in it, but I mean, this is the team we're going to go with. So it's going to be Simba Kohli up front because he's been scoring a couple of goals for us. Then we've got the new Dutch signing on the left, Fabio Kluit. Goliard Lacasso in a Carrillo role. Just prefer him in that role for some reason this year. In the midfield section, anyway. I'm not massively being convinced by him in the last couple of games at the anchor. So I've moved him a bit further forward to see if that helps. And then Yanis Latihi playing on the right as a winger attack. Not his comfortable position, but I feel to accommodate Simba Kohli, let's put him on the right. And I also think Latihi is probably our best player. Sauter is the anchor. Kijaweski, Rego, Danun, Segura, and Hulsman in the defence and goal. Then we've got Gabriel Fosa on the bench with Goetze, Silva, Keller, Isik, Debachki, Fabio Fer, Nataro, and Tobias Feniger. Samba's been left because he's still not fully fit. He had another injury as well, which didn't help. And then the only other exception is Noah Lampert. He's not been particularly doing well in some recent games. I know he got the goal, or the assist, sorry, against Lausanne Sport. But for Young Boys, for Young Boys, maybe we will. Let me have a look. The batch key. Maybe I think we will leave him out for this one, just to give him a bit of a rest. I might regret that, but I'd rather keep him away from the first team in this game. Just going to go through the usual with the opposition instructions, and we'll get straight into the match. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, for the game against Young Boys. It looks like a sold-out crowd for us. We're going to go with our standard 4-1-4-1 formation. They've gone with, I think it's almost like no wingers and just a 4-4-2, but obviously with no wingers, so it's a bit interesting. I was having a look at their team, and they should not be in third position. They should be much higher in this league. But let's see how we get on. We played Young Boys earlier at the start of the season, and it didn't go particularly well. Angueza Lopez. Just over the bar, that'll do. So I was about to have a quick glance at the table, but they've got a corner, which is never good, and that's another penalty. We've had a few of those this year where people are just putting their hands up for no reason. I don't understand why that's been happening recently. Rodriguez with the penalty for Young Boys, and it's 1-0. Unfortunate, guys. Great start, though, for us. I think a berate is in order. Yeah, simple penalty. But I don't know what Danoon's doing, and I don't think that's the first time that our defenders, at least, have done that this season. Just wanted to have a quick look at the table for you. So Lausanne Sport are playing Servette, and Lugano's playing Zurich later. Hopefully Lugano can get a victory there for us. That would be really nice. But we are not doing anything with our possession. I'm going to go a little bit more direct. And I think as well, we're going to counter press. Latihi's got an injury which isn't great. So we might be taking him off soon. Player we can't really afford with an injury, can we? I think we also need to go shoot on sight because we're not getting anything from this game, are we? It's a bit frustrating, to be honest. I thought we would at least had a shot. Oh, we've got one now. They're playing it out from the back, which is interesting. Yeah, Latihi's really struggling at the moment. But right now, we've got to focus on defending this highlight. It's looking for a break, right? If we could have got a break there from a mistake from somebody in the middle, then maybe we would have done better. I think. Ooh, that should have been 2-0. And I should have done much better there. Quazem with a corner for them. Holzman catches it though. I think we're going to have to take Latihi off because he's got a lower leg injury, unfortunately. I think Fabio Fur will be coming on. I'm just going to have a look at where in transition. Sorry, out of possession. We are not preventing the goalkeeper distribution. I'm also going to go balance because there's no point in us staying on cautious anymore, I don't think. Maybe if we can defend the lead, then we'll go on cautious, but... Oh, good save from Holzman there. I would have hoped we would have created a few more chances, but it doesn't seem to be the case, does it? Maybe counter press isn't the way with these guys. Yeah, so they're playing like a 4-3-2-1 formation, but with no wingers, which is quite interesting. Yeah, I haven't seen that. Do you know what I'm tempted to do? I'm a bit mad with this, but we did this. We did this in one of the games where we went to free at the back, and I've just been tempting with it. But I might, just for this game, push these guys a little bit further forward in terms of the fullbacks. I think they're better doing that sort of thing. I know Segura can't do that role, which I find very strange. I might take Goliath off, you know. Very frustrated. I'm just gonna do that, to be honest. I'm gonna do that. And just see how we get on from it. Losing my voice there, apologies. Just to try and get more players into the game. It'll probably not work, but I just want to try something different. Holzman with a good save there. I mean, if Danun hadn't put his hand up, bit of an idiot, to be honest. Good clearance, though, there. Straight back to their attacker, though. Yeah, we're not getting any of the ball, are we? Young boys are just dominating. What? Got it now. Can we do something with this? Fabio Fair. A lot for Simbacoli to do there. Go to Fabio Fair. Oh my god. Nico Segura. What a strike. Making it 1-1. Completely against the run of play. That's a great ball from Fabio Fair there. Goethe doing really well. Simbacoli dragging the defenders, towards him, and Segura is not marked, and he makes it 1-1. Fantastic. I've only done this a couple of times with the three at the back. But let's see how we get on with it. It's not going to be something I'm going to be implementing all the time. It's just maybe something to change at half time. But it's something maybe we could develop in terms of a tactic against the big boys if it works. I mean, we've created more chances now in the second half. I was worried by that corner. Hulsman, though, is he going to kick this quickly? I've got it on distribute quickly, so I don't understand why he's holding the ball there. Then again, FM does some weird things sometimes. That's just looking for Simbacoli to just press a bit more there, isn't it? They're just passing it around here. That should have been 2-1. Hulsman with the goal kick here, though. Bit of a battle there, but Lacasso, nice regain of possession. Fabio Fair, a bit loose. Oh, it's just looking for somebody to pass it into the net there. What's that? Why aren't we taking advantage of that? Ricardo Rodriguez, man. Making it 2-1 from the corner. That's poor, that. That is really poor defensively. Who is that? Segura. I'm going to make some changes. Not happy with Cluit. Not happy with Sorte either. Isik, I think. Julian Keller maybe for... No, he can't play there. Why can't he? I thought he was a wing back. Maybe not. I think we'll leave the wing backs as they are. Made 4 substitutions there, and we've still got one more stoppage. So I'm tempted to bring on Fenninger in the last 10 minutes just to see if that changes anything up. Unfortunately, young boys have got the ball again. I find it irritating that they're exploiting us down the flanks when we've got more of an advantage there, and that is just an easy goal. That Quasem again, it's really disappointing that. I think I'll go back to 4-1-4-1. And yeah, we'll bring on Feniger just for 10 minutes. He might as well have a game. I'm not expecting anything from the lad. He does need to start scoring though, because I know he's a young player, but he's got high potential and he needs to be playing. He needs to be scoring more. Basically, I know we're in a better league now, if that's an excuse, but we need him to start scoring more goals. We need more goal scorers, basically. Poor corner there from us. It's been a poor day all round, to be honest. For Isaac. Goetze recovers it. Kajueski. Tobias Feniger. He's listened to us. What a boy. Second goal of the season as well. Maybe I need to talk bad about him all the time, but that is huge for the young man, and he deserved it. He's come on and scored. Good lad. Can we get a draw here? Let's just go attacking just to have a go in the last 5 minutes here. It's our highlight. Rego. Nice ball on the Taro, Lacasso, Feniger, Fabio Fur. Fabio Fur! Oh! He's magic, Fabio Fur. What a strike. What a goal. Rego plays it at Nataro. Lacasso finds the ball. Feniger with the assist. And there is no chance for their goalkeeper. And we've turned it around, ladies and gentlemen. Can we hold on to this? Can we get a winner? I'd rather hold on to the draw. That is a massive result. I don't know if we deserve it, but that is a massive result. We changed it around so much with a 3 at the back, and then we went to 4. And Tobias Feniger and Fabio Fur changed the game for us. Got to give it a little bit of a shout out there to Lacasso at the end. That ball to Feniger and Nico Segura, especially after the defence just made an absolute howler in that game with the noon. Kijaweski as well. That is some sensational second half. I thought we were dead and buried after 3-1. I'm going to do the press conference here. But that's a huge draw for us. Luazan getting beat. That's going to be huge for us to get a draw away. Otto was apparently happy with the draw. The young boys manager. Really? I don't believe this man. I do not believe this man. Latihi is only injured for 1 day, so that's not too bad. Kluit set for a pay rise. Fabio Fur, you are magic, mate. You are magic. And we'll do the press conference later. Right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see where we are. So, I think the next match may be Lugano at home. Depending on the transfers. So we've done Winterfurt. We've done Young Boys. I think Basel away might be the next one. And then obviously, hopefully, by the time we get to the last game here against Zurich, it splits and we're in a good position, and then we can do the remaining fixtures in that one. But I think Lugano is a good starting point for the next episode, and then we'll probably do Basel away, because we've done Young Boys away, so they are the two of the 3 best teams in the league, I would say, so far this year. and as you can see there, we're on 21 points. Really, really good for a team that's just got promoted as well. So I'm extremely happy with that result, and we turned it around. I'm in a bit of shock, I must admit, everyone. I did not see that 3-3 draw coming on, but thanks to Tobias Feniger, Fabio for and Segura for securing the draw there. That's massive, especially since we got beat 3-0 at home at the start of the season to Young Boys, and we haven't had a good spell away from home in terms of the bigger teams anyway this season. But that is massive. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to consider giving the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. It does help me out. It's greatly appreciated. And we will be back for the Lugano game. We'll obviously do some transfers if they come through. We don't have the silly rule like the second league where once they play, they're registered and that's it. We can sell players if we need to. So if we need to accommodate another player coming in, we can fiddle around, let's say, in terms of player registration. So that's a good thing. But yeah, I'll do the Luzern, the Basel Servette, and the Lausanne Ushi and the Zurich game offline, and we back. I think Lugano is a good point to get back, and also as well, it's the final day before the transfer window closes in most of Europe, I think, but in Switzerland it's a little bit different. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. I'm going to bid you farewell. Take it easy. Stay safe. Bye, everyone.